right, guys, we're going to break down this third period here. This is very similar to like the community clips videos that I've done in the past where I've broken down a period that you guys send me. Be doing the same thing here, except now I'm taking a look at a game that I played. I'm playing yellow. So let's take a look at this. We're down by 2 goals right now. I would say this is a more high level matchup. This is basically a pretty good series. It was like a 3-game series that we did. I was filling in for a team. This is an esports team. I think on the rise, right? Up and coming. We can see here, decent defensive play. Couldn't get that pass up. Playing safe. Blue on the back check. I was holding inside. The guy tried to do a wrap-around. I'm gonna control this. See who's open. Right side was open. 3-on-2. They got a one-timer. Go back to him. I had a chance there, just couldn't get the puck on net. It deflected off somebody. Not much really to look at here. Here, I'm a little bit slow, actually. So here, I don't know why it took me so long for me to just sort of get moving. You see where Teal's at. Decent play here. He's right up on him. Right now, if this guy took a slap shot and it hit the end board, this guy here would have actually gotten the puck, you know, before me. So typically, right, in these cases, you want to always anchor yourself towards the furthest guy. If you break the ice in half, I'm a right D, obviously, so I'm going to be anchoring myself more to this guy. Now, let's say, for example, this guy was like back here, and you had this player here, like somewhere here. Maybe Teal's a little bit, I don't know, slow on it, but I'm also back. I'm going to probably just start moving back and help support him, right? Because if this puck did go on, you know, to my player, then I could just play that from that point. If that makes sense to you guys. Here, they're kind of in line with each other, the 2 forwards that are driving up into play. Red was also back checking. That's just him, basically, I would think, supporting me. So here, we're looking at the forward, anchoring the middle. I don't think... Okay, I thought there was a trip there, to be honest, but there wasn't. There, we're going for the hit or for a poke check. Now we're going to jump up, right? Blue delayed, so I'm jumping up. Breakaway anyway, though, and it will be a penalty shot. Decent offensive play there. Just based off the quick transition. But as soon as, right, a closer look there, even though there really wasn't anything that happened in mine spot, really, as soon as you see a forward delay, technically, you know, Teal was already ahead of me. He could probably just jump that. But I also went up as well. Best to have one guy back, to be honest. So whether Teal goes up or I go up, the other guy should stay back. As this play sort of develops, we both continue to go up, and then Teal kind of just worked his way over to his side. I was just playing as like the trail man there. Again, if that ever comes up again, we got to take another closer look at it. But you want at least one guy back during those plays, right? Where if a defenseman does jump up. Here, backhand, he scores. So now we're down by 1. Decent start. Quick play. Right off the draw. Taking it. Working it back to the point. Back to me. A shot that gets blocked. Could have held on to it, honestly, but trying to get the puck on net. So here we stay over the top. This is how we want to play it. Now we find whoever's open. I mean, found red. Looking for it. Blue is kind of covered. So you go through your reads, right? Can you quickly send this puck up? Technically, yes. Red. Should I have sent it up sooner? Didn't really make a difference. Nobody really broke up on him until now when he does get the puck, right? So he had ample time to make a pass to either of the forwards or even to Teal. And he didn't get that pass across. It's typically, you want to, like, if you're going to send the puck up to somebody, you want them to have time and space to make a play. Sometimes there's going to be tight windows. You're going to have to, you know, feed them through, and then that forward's going to have to be able to play and get the puck off very quickly. If we look back at this defensive play, I'm anchoring the guy in the middle, right? So, again, we're anchoring the middle. Our winger on our side is further back than the other 2 players. We're going to anchor ourselves more to this side. I don't have to be as aggressive as I am. Typically, I mean, where I'm at is fine. I'm going to be, like, more anchored to the center that's driving. If this guy continues to go, then I take him. If this guy pulls up, hangs right here, red should take him, right? Red... The center should take the high guy. The defenseman should take anybody driving towards the net. So if the center pulled up, the center would take the center. If my winger on my side were to be ahead and he drove down, then I would obviously play that. So I'm playing the deeper threat, the center playing the higher threat. In this play, again, anchoring the center. You see how red pulls up? So exactly how we're covering is exactly how you want to cover it. Then what happens is this guy then that I was on pulls up, and now you have the winger on my side starting to drive down. So now I'm doing a switch play, and then I cover the backdoor threat. You can't expect red to follow that all the way. He's going to hang up, right? He's going to hang back and play the high or play the slot or high slot. We, again, take anything that's deep. So there should be ample time for us to make that type of switch. And that was how we were able to play that. So again, anchor the winger, anchor the center as well, and blue's in a great spot to play that. Help from the top down there, I would say. Down low, blue. Trying to drive, give him an angle, but then I go back up. I mean, this is also just kind of feeling the offense. In terms of certain plays, I'm trying to get some kind of movement here where if, let's say I did go, green could then instantly rotate back. If I was green, I would see that. It just kind of depends. Here, there really wasn't, we still had that. It wasn't like a timed play, so then I go back and green then goes back up, right? So it's kind of like that instant type of rotation. Green, nice hit. That's like a pressure play at the end. Now teal, now I have to rotate back, and then I was able to get a block on that with my stick. So this is where we do actually lose coverage here. Teal goes in with a hit. What winds up happening is, right, teal knocks this guy out. Now there's a switch. So teal's out of the play. You need now somebody to replace him. Now it's red playing teal. And now blue has to recognize that teal's out of the play. So blue has to occupy the center as if he's playing center. He doesn't even do that. You see where he's at. He's trying to play his position. He doesn't recognize this guy here, Bob, driving, right? I'm still playing how I'm playing it, right? Deeper threat. If I can get a poke check on it, sure. Keep push this guy to the outside. And then I have to sort of look over to the middle. Is this guy going to be wide open? And he does. I then eventually rotate and play again the deeper threat, which then becomes a centering play where if blue was there, we would have been fine. I had to sort of play a little bit, above like a 2-on-1 type scenario because of the mismanagement there from blue. So that's where sometimes wingers don't rotate effectively. Because again, it's not just about the defense and center playing defense. You got to recognize if you're a winger, you have the ability to rotate and play defense just as much as us in the back, right? The center and two defense. A winger doesn't just not play defense. You know what I mean? So they're right there again, surprising them with a poke check. Able to get that pass up. Should have a rush here. Back to green. Good play there. Good chance. Playing it. I try to get that puck up, but we were able to get enough support there. Red able to get it blue to green. Or a shot there. So now again, man marking. We should be fine. I'm going to play over the top. Able to use my skates to get that. Red then supports. There wasn't a clear understanding of who was going to pressure that. Probably should have just been me because of where red was. He followed the guy down low. I was basically playing as his center. So again, you look at this play and you go, all right, who takes what? Red is already down here. We're in a rotation. He's behind me, right? So now I have to basically act like I'm playing red now. Everybody else is in a good spot. No threat here to this left side. So teal can then anchor himself more to the right side. Possibly help support on anybody driving in as well. Or reading anybody that eventually, parks his way to the high slot and drives back post as well. Because I didn't go for this hit, right? I don't know why I pulled away, to be honest. I should have stayed where I was and then went and body checked them here. Bang, bang, right? Took them out of the play. So it's like the play, because of that, the play extended. So now green has to hold this guy coming down, and then teal is eventually going to have to break and cover that as well, which should be fine, right? We didn't have anybody that was immediate threat. You saw how both of those players to the left are on that guy, so there was no issue, right? It's just a matter of like the timed defensive plays as well, like being able to say, all right, if we had a clear understanding of who was going to pressure, which in that case should have been me, then that play would have ended sooner. So again, that's just what goes on with team defense, right? The more everybody understands what they're supposed to do through the rotation, the quicker plays can end, and the quicker and the easier it is for everybody, especially the defense, to not have to hold their coverage for so long, right? Now, it should be a basic understanding sometimes, right? But sometimes if you don't get any help from like your wingers or anything like that, or there's not a clear understanding of who's going to push on each play, then, you know, sometimes the defenseman's covering the play for like 5-6 seconds longer than they actually have to. That's just how I see it. So play here, but all 3 forwards are caught down low. I mean, I can understand that a little bit. We have to come up big sometimes. That right there is a big save. I'm not sure really what could have been done. I actually didn't play it right, because what I should have done is recognize that, for one, this guy here is ahead of me. So I should have put my back to this player to slow him down, or at least skate more in front of him, so that when they cross, because obviously if he goes one way, the other forward is going to go the opposite way and try to meet him back post. Especially if he's on his forehand, there's only one place he could be effective, and it's going to be anywhere in this area. He's not going to park up here and then take a shot, right? It's just not going to happen. And if he does, then I have to just pull away. You know, it would be within my power to pull away and play that. Here, this is all Teal. We're making a brief switch, so I should have been in front of this player to stop him from skating. See where I'm at now? I'm beat. Teal can't really play that. He was already on the other guy, so that's a misplay for me. But the goalie comes up big there and bails us out. But that's where, again, a goalie then can bail out a team based on how he plays, right? I would say that's a pretty big save from the goaltender. So again, here we go again. Stay over the top if you can. Take the deeper threat. Red supporting. Play the game as best as you can in those scenarios where, you know, you're in the way, but the puck's not bouncing your way. Nice play there. Shot. Big save there. Now we got to get this goal here, right? Had a chance there. Blue was waiting out the goaltender. He had him. So again, I'm playing over the top. We have full pressure still. I try to get that pass up. I just somehow couldn't. So Teal 2-on-1 with not a lot of speed. He's got to just hold his back pedal, right? As you saw, I would say Teal did as best as he could there, because he didn't have any speed in the play. He kind of had to let the play unfold. The deeper threat for him is going to be the cross crease while the goalie hangs up and covers short side. I think how he played it was nice, because he actually was able to surprise the player who's driving in. He tried to cut across. That's where Teal was able to play that, get a stick on it. So there was no shot. So really good play there from Teal. Green. Working it down low. Blue. See where we can go on this. Just not really enough effective offense. Got to stay over the top again. I got coned. But then a good support play there from Red. So if you notice, sometimes I'm kind of all over the place in terms of how I'm pursuing. This is a bad poke check, right? All the guy does is a little move here to the inside cut, and I'm already beat to the around the bend. Essentially, he already got to my inside, right? Now, this player here is a little bit too far away where Green could actually support that. Red, in this case, then supports my inside. Was able to get a stick on it, right? As we had the back check in place. That was how that was able to work. But again, if you're going to play this better, as much as we can, right? We want to not make a poke check unless we know we got it, right? Now, there's a feel for that. But in the cases like this, you want to just skate. You know, if he does pull it to the inside, you just mirror his movements. You play that shadow game where you sort of, wherever he goes, whichever way he goes, you go, and you try to have your skates do the work there. If you need to have a poke check come out, then that's where you poke check, right? But it's just not something that needs to be forced unless you have it, especially in a game where I would say poke checking has gotten nerfed to some degree. But really good play there from the forwards, and we're able to tie this game up. So good play there. Nobody pressured, right? If you're looking at this other team now in terms of how they're playing defense, all 3 guys in the middle, not a single guy gets it because they're all just in each other's way. And somebody should have pressured Green to stop that play from being extended to how, you know, for him to actually have room to make that pass. Somebody should have labeled Green into the corner, not allow him to essentially get to the front of the net to make a pass, almost. You know what I mean? Like, that's again where there's not an understanding from the defensive side in terms of who's pressuring, and that should be the if it's coming from the corner, that should be the defense then. So here, why did I go for this hit? I just saw the coverage. This is sometimes where who goes for this? The question mark is, should it be blue or should it be me, yellow? You know what I mean? In cases like this, you know, it's kind of already they're holding their coverage. It looks like they've got man-to-man coverage, and then you also have the players at home playing back. So in case, you know, somebody does mismanage, you got the support over the top. Nobody has this lined up better than me. To me, it's just a read off. Okay, I can hold blue line here. If this guy were to take it in, I could go for that hit. Otherwise, what happens is sometimes if you're too passive and I just play back, this player, if he reads what lane he has, he's got either a pass to the center based on where that was, or he could just choose to skate it in if I were to stay home. Now blue can then, okay, yeah, he can go then and get pulled into that, and then the pass to the outside becomes around, and then now I have to sort of play that. But, you know, if you can stop him at the blue line, I mean, the safer play is 3-3 game. Don't be so aggressive. To me, I don't really know trap defense. There's not really a scenario where a defenseman has to line up the other defenseman and hit him. I'm not really sure why sometimes I go for those hits, because the safest play, the more routine play, is just for me to play home and stay over the top and let some of these guys play it. But it's only when, okay, a defenseman is consistently taking the puck into the zone because of, you know, the amount of space that he has. Here, I don't even know what happened. The guy just chose not to skate. He had full bar and he didn't skate to the house. Like, he had this, right? Great pick there. That guy should be gone, right? He's got full bar. I'm in at like a half turn. Everybody else is half turning. He's practically in full stride. How does he not get like a burst of speed? I don't understand. He also had wheels on. It's like he just chose not to go forward. I don't know really what happened to him there. All right, so now we're going to look at the overtime frame. We had a whole period really to look at what happened OT. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to look at the goal. And this is just one where, if I'm looking at it, again, you hold whoever is the furthest guy. Now we're in like a trap defense. We're kind of all discombobulated a little bit. We're not lined up properly. So what happened is we're in a rotation. If you look at it, teal steps up. So red is acting as the guy rotating back. So red is playing left D. You've got now teal as like a forward. Based on this though, we almost have 3 or 4 rotations here, because blue is the furthest forward back. If they were to move this puck up quick, you would expect blue to play the center. These guys sort of act as like the back check wingers, and then red plays teal, and then I play my spot, right? So we almost have 3 to 4 rotations. If you're teal, you're not going to go to the right side. This doesn't even make any sense. In a play like this now, we have the ability, I would say, to rotate back, maybe. Let's just see if it... if I was... This is one of those weird ones, because it's like, okay, we are back, but they're already moving up. So there would have to be communication in terms of, all right, who's playing what? Because ideally, if we did have somebody who acted as a center, he could have played man-to-man coverage on this player, and that center lane wouldn't have been taken away, or wouldn't have been so open. Technically, though, you would have whoever's playing as a 2 defense to then anchor and pinch and sort of play off that, right? So me, I didn't play this right. Did you see where I'm at? But any one of us here, we're thinking about it. Now what we actually have is red goes from playing teal to playing green. Like he's playing the winger position and he going and pressing this. Green is back. Teal's in a back pedal. And I'm playing my spot. For some reason, none of us go to the inside, and this guy just takes that center lane. We just get beat. Green goes back left. So now it's like, okay, now teal is playing red. And everybody's just all over the place. Like, I try to get a forehand poke check on that right there, and it goes to his skates, which you would think would have been a trip, actually, if anything. It doesn't even go to the puck, because I think where I timed it right there, yeah, it was as if it was like the puck was here, so it's gonna go towards the puck, then all of a sudden he pulls it this way, so my guy's gonna miss that poke check. But even still, again, you can't rely on the body, or you can't rely on the poke check itself. I should have already been in full stride. All right, like there's nobody else here going with speed. Wheels is already activated for this guy. I've got to just anchor myself here and play that. But again, you've got 2 guys here that also could have played that. So, you know, 3 guys that we just missed. Green pulls away. Red goes for the hit. Teal was in a back pedal, so he's coned. And I am playing back. I'm probably the closest guy that, you know, was in the best position to play it, because of, you know, I'm playing right D. That is my spot. I should be anchoring the middle. This is one of those cases where you don't look at the winger. You got blue already there. The defenseman is obviously not going to take it. Even if he does, there's time for us to play that. I have to anchor middle first. You know, then you look back to anywhere else. Got to anchor middle first and take that and cut that lane off. I knew I was slow on it. He got there. I was like, all right, nobody else is playing that. I hold my stick out, miss, hold it out again, I miss, and the guy takes it on his forehand. I mean, goalie can't really make much done there, right? Because of just simply the fact that he had both a forehand and backhand option. I think the goalie too, sometimes they read where a defenseman is coming from in terms of how they're back checking. So sometimes he saw me there, he was probably anticipating that I would have played that forehand shot, so he's gonna stay backhand up. If he were to take it to his backhand, the goalie would have been there, and I miss on the forehand. You know what I mean? So that's just one of those plays. But that's just defensive positioning. Who through like rotations, who should have what based on what is being shown from the offense, and then how we should be rotating appropriately on defense. So you guys let me know. That's a deeper dive into a period and an overtime goal. You guys let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, at that bell. I will catch you in the next one.